Welcome to the Max Vegas Current Event Show. Everything last week, I covered today. So I'm going to jump right into it. Obviously, we all heard in this last 2 weeks, these string of mass shootings. And I'm going to start with the Atlanta one. Aaron Long, he claims because he's a sex addict that he went into these 3 different massage parlors, and that's why he shut them up. So the first thing I really want to say is, why is nobody on either side of the media, the right or the left, covering or just asking this question? If you are a sex addict, I know it sounds crazy, but to go in to an Asian massage parlor and actually shoot it up, it kind of, and I know it sounds nuts, but it kind of makes sense. Where other do you hear any other massage parlors other than Asian that honestly
that give happy endings,
that honestly that are known for this, that are America? Does me stating the obvious actually make me racist? No, I mean, I honestly have to ask this question though. And people, I hear people, everybody's laughing about it because, I think that's something that really actually needs to be talked about, because this is happening and we need to find the motive of why this is happening. Okay. So I get it. You have people on the left, they're saying this is a racially motivated crime, but is it really, or is it a mentally disturbed crime? So thanks, Dino. What's your opinion on this though? Do you honestly think this is what was racially motivated due to, like, they're honestly trying to tell us this guy honestly went in there and shot up a massage parlor or 3 massage parlors because of Donald Trump calling it the China virus?
So, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, obviously you can't just get into the guy's head. So you're never going to know what he's exactly thinking. But I think it's a perfect opportunity for the left media to at least paint it that way,
to fall in their narrative.
And I will agree. Like, you never go and see, massage parlors that, give happy endings. Let's be real. Like,
but yeah,
this is the word, happy endings. Like, where else do you get happy endings other than
Asian massage parlors are notoriously known for performing sexual acts, and even Hollywood has put that in has shown that. So I think it is just as absurd to say, or if not more absurd to say, that because of Donald Trump and the way he talked about coronavirus is the reason he really did this. That's just absurd of his way of thinking, because we all know this guy is absolutely insane. We all know that. And we need, unfortunately, a week after, another shooting happens, where I go on Twitter and I make a post about this, okay? And I have people just loving the fact that they thought this guy was white, the guy in Denver or in Boulder. And so where is this narrative coming from? Why are people keep on looking for something?
Is all these mass shootings seem to happen every time that, a friggin' gun legislation bill is about to hit the House floor. And is that a coincidence? I don't know.
But what seems like a coincidence to me, or not even a coincidence, it's just the fact that literally everybody on the left, they're looking for a narrative, and in the narrative, when it doesn't fit, they don't know what to do about it. So they start attacking people, and then once you actually say, "Hey, let's find out what the facts are,"
what you'll see is, like the second shooter in Boulder, once they found out that this dude wasn't white. So, because remember, for a full day, they, said this guy was just white and they attacked him. But then, once they found out he was actually a Muslim,
they didn't want to say his name.
They didn't want to say his name, and they wanted to focus on the weapon, which was an AR-15 supposedly. But then they shift to the weapon once it doesn't fit their narrative.
And if his name would have been John Smith, I guarantee America, they would have looked at us and said, John Smith did this, John Smith did that. But because his name was Ahmed Elisa, all of a sudden now, all of a sudden,
Well, they want to shift it.
no, they want to go.
Control.
They want to shift it to gun control, but even before that, they want to go, I don't want to say his name. Why can't we say that name anymore? Why were they looking for a name before it was not fitting their narrative? I feel like even on both sides, we're losing that, is that people aren't just actually stating facts.
Yeah.
On both sides have a narrative.
That's a good.
And what I'm trying to do actually is actually just state facts. Like when this story came out, if everybody just would have done what I did and said, hey, let's wait to see what really happened. Like this is still going on. And people were telling me he's a white terrorist before they even know any facts. So why does this keep happening? Why are people just jumping to conclusions? Why is it so easy to just say, oh, white nationalists? Why in almost all of us.
And that's a term I really hate, white nationalist. That's a term that the left-wing media has coined. All right. So basically, if you break it down, that means a nationalist. And the definition
Like he
of
loves
a
his nation.
nationalist, yes, like you put your nation first.
And
that's a nationalist. And what they've done is they've hijacked that term and just put white in front of it to make it sound scary.
And
really
bad.
can't stand it.
I'm totally gonna crash your podcaster. Hey everyone. So, what gets me is why
She's a white nationalist.
I'm a total white nationalist, right? What gets me is why do they then spin that? Why do they then spin that into there's a arbitrary white national racism, and you don't have to be white to be a white supremacist apparently now, and that's something
Because
I fucking deal with all the time.
She's a white
I'm
supremacist.
a white supremacist.
That's so. This is what I'm saying. Is how do we fight this? And if we keep on pushing narratives, if people on our side, if we don't stand up, then we'll never fix it. It won't happen.
Whenever a gun control bill is about to hit the floor of Congress, like you can call me a conspiracy theorist, but that's just my take. I think there's more to it.
There's too much to it.
Well, yeah.
And so let's talk about the people who are actually making the laws for these gun control. So Joe Biden, okay, this is our new president. We all obviously saw his press conference, and it was just,
Oh, it was horrible.
it was horrible. This man said he was in Senate for 120 years.
He did say that.
And then I even had someone tell me, no, he said that as a joke.
No, that wasn't a joke. You could tell.
Look at me, America. That was not a joke. This man actually stated that he was in Congress for 120 years and then tried to slip it off as a joke. Or the media did. The left-wing media literally tried, oh no, that was a joke. And it wasn't. And another thing he also was talking about, which I mean, it boggles my mind, is how he literally is trying to tell us that this border crisis is not a crisis, and that he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, and that's why they're coming here. And let's be real. Are they coming here because he's nice? No, they're coming here because they know he's sloppy Joe. They know he's just gonna be, oh, I'm the nice guy. Like, no, they're not coming here, Joe, because you're a nice guy. They're coming here because you're a friggin' idiot. And they can take advantage of you. And now he's trying to say, oh, they did this with Trump. Let's be real. Were these people taking advantage of our country the same way they were?
Oh, absolutely.
How many months ago? 3 months ago? No.
Well,
But-
yeah, free stuff. Like, you get these Democrats in power, and I mean, these people are literally willing to just buy votes by any means necessary because they're scared in the end. They know that this Trump MAGA movement and the Patriot movement is very real and it's huge, and they need people from other countries to come here illegally. Let's be real, it's illegal, and they
To
offer
buy their
free
vote.
stuff to buy votes so they can remain in power. It's all about power. They want to keep power.
I do want to say one more thing about Joe Biden. we all saw him fall down the stairs.
Oh, that was funny.
And I get it. This is supposed to be a serious show, but it is still current. He literally did. So what are other leaders of countries thinking about this?
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
they're a funny note. We need to get this guy a friggin' stair lift,
but
just to get on Air Force One.
But yo, you honestly, this guy had the kahunas to say that it was Donald Trump's fault for the border, not his. He literally said it was the past administration and not his.
Yeah, that's just laughable.
Do you see my plane stare?
That's laughable.
It's so laughable that I can't. I forgot to laugh.
Just this last.
He's leaving us all at risk. And then, okay, so I'm on the left, the right. They're the ones that are all afraid of coronavirus. Okay, but yet they're letting however many people come across our border.
Yeah.
Are they tested? Most of you will be on my side, but if you know people that honestly, like, are on the other side, ask them that question. How can they really ask them, how can you be okay with the border crisis and be scared of COVID at the same time? How does that make sense? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think these lefties, they just constantly contradict themselves, and they just make all this up as they go, because their goal is to keep power. So they're gonna, they come up with a story and they sell us all on this corona thing. Oh, we need to be scared of COVID, but at the same time, the border's just wide open. And so really, what sense does that make? Like,
of the utmost importance, I'm gonna play a clip, Project Veritas, and if you want to see what's going on at the border, you're just gonna watch the clip, and it's gonna explain everything.
Nobody has seen photos inside of this place until now. Now, during a recent press conference, the press secretary was asked a question why they haven't released these images.
The border is secure. The border is closed.
He lied and lied and lied and lied and lied again.
The new administration made a decision not to expel unaccompanied children. And we are addressing a significant increase in the encounters with unaccompanied children in between the ports of entry.
I have never seen a more dishonest set of interviews in my life than the ones offered up by Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas this morning. He lied and lied and lied and lied and lied again.
The border is secure. The border is closed.
That is a lie. The border is obviously not secure and obviously not closed. Illegal border crossings are heading for the highest levels in 20 years. What's our source for that claim? The Biden administration.
We are expelling families. We are expelling single adults.
Another lie. One of Biden's first executive orders explicitly aimed to reduce deportations.
That is the Border Patrol tent facility, stands right behind me. Just a month ago, Customs and Border Patrol agents completed the construction of that facility. It's a 165,000 square foot facility, and we have never seen images inside this facility before. They won't even allow the non-profit lawyers who conduct the actual oversight of these immigration detention centers to go inside. Nobody has seen photos inside of this place until now. Project Veritas has obtained never-before-seen photographs of what it actually looks like inside this facility. Shocking images showing people wrapped up in what looks like metal foil, laying on the ground, their faces covered. Why won't the administration be honest about this? Why won't they show you these images?
We are safely processing the children who do come to our border.
And that's another lie, a truly sick one. Even NBC News says over 500 migrant children have been in custody for over 10 days, way over the 72-hour limit in overcrowded facilities. Another facility, meant for 250 people of all ages, has over 3,300 people in it. What are you talking about? Secretary Mayorkas.
Now, during a recent press conference, the press secretary was asked a question why they haven't released these images.
Even you all haven't released any images that you obviously could redact if you wanted to.
Again, we remain committed to sharing with all of you data on the number of kids crossing the.
She dodged the question, saying, quote,
and we remain committed to transparency. I don't have an update for you on the timeline.
End quote. Well, press secretary of the White House, let Project Veritas do your job for you.
Border Patrol agents are focused on operations, on securing the border.
Focused on securing the border, another outrageous lie. The administration is pushing Border Patrol to do the opposite, reportedly considering releasing illegal immigrants in the U.S. without a court date.
We are also working on providing access so the American public can, in a safe way, without jeopardizing our operations, see what is going on.
What? They've thrown the press out. It is a media blackout. Even Dana Bash at CNN noted that under the Trump administration, you could at least see what was going on.
Just last night, we have now obtained these photos inside this facility. Now, these photos are very, very grim. In addition to the photos, Project Veritas has also learned that these photographs were taken in the last few days. There are 8 pods with 8 cells in each facility. At any given moment, there are an average of 3,000 people in custody inside this detention center. Now, the pod has 8 cells that are currently holding 600, that's 600 unaccompanied juvenile males aged 7 to 17. They're separated by age or physical size depending on the room. 50 of the individuals inside this facility were COVID positive in these cells.
All of it with one aim in mind, to make people think that the Democrats are compassionate. But look at the result. The very opposite of compassion. Young children, the vulnerable, the weak, yes, the tired, the poor, the masses huddled at the southern border, brought there by Biden, brought there by the revolting self-righteousness of the Democrats' open border policies. These are the people paying the human price for the left's reckless, despicable virtue signaling. Biden's kids, Biden's cages, Biden's crisis, an entirely avoidable, unnecessary humanitarian disaster.
So, America, the clip speaks for itself. We're going to move on to the next subject. As hard as it is to move on to the next subject, we are a current event show, and what's happening right now is have you heard about the ship? It's so we're already facing an oil crisis. Thanks, Joe. Now, what is it? $3 billion a day. Of $3 to $9 billion a day of trade is just stuck. You know, now they are saying ships can go the other way, I guess, is what I just read. But I mean, how do you feel about it? $3 to $9 billion a day. There's countries that if they could get $3 to $9 billion a day, it could change everything about the way they live.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big deal. So we got a ship stuck in the Suez Canal that's literally holding up trade from the east to the Western world. So with the ongoing oil crisis now, because we all know Trump made us energy independent, and you know, Biden comes in, reverses all that. So we've already seen our gas prices skyrocket. So if this situation in the Suez Canal continues, I mean, we could literally see skyrocketing gas prices, and we're all going to feel it at the pump.
12%, right? 12% of the world's trade. Now, I know 12, it doesn't sound like a high number, but 12% of the world's trade goes through this.
Yeah,
so that, I mean, it's an astonishing deal, to be honest. Like, it's huge. And I can't believe I'm actually like one of the first people talking about this. So
12%, like, just to put it in business terms, if you lost 12% of your profits, 12% of your staff,
which a lot of people probably did this year in Corona. Yeah.
Exactly. If you lost 12% of your
Net worth.
of your net worth. That's actually a big number. We're talking just over 10%. That's your tithe. Okay, 10% is a lot. It
It's
seems
too
like
much.
it seems like a small number, but it's actually not. Think about it. If you lost 12% of your income right now, that's going to hit. That's the difference between you paying a bill and not paying a bill. So imagine the global effect that that's having.
I mean, that's world trade just being affected. That's not just us, America. That's everybody. Now, how do we solve this? I mean, they can't even figure it out. But
I mean, as far as geopolitics go, we simply just don't know what has caused this at this point. If this is some bigger plan that that they're doing over in the Middle East, because I mean, let's be real. Ever since Biden took office, I mean, we've just been seeing chaos in the Middle East. So how do we know this isn't just another stunt?
Biden, it's his fault, huh?
I mean,
And let me say, I say Biden because Biden. It's Obama point two. Let's be real. Do you really think to get it? If we're gonna get into conspiracy theory, do you really think it could be because of?
absolutely,
You really?
I do,
And I want you, the viewers. I want you to make your own conclusions. I really do want that. But that's your thought?
Yeah, I think this could absolutely be a psyop, because you got to think, about when you get into geopolitics. So a lot of average listeners don't know what's really going on in the Middle East. So you have the Sunnis and Shia Muslims. All right, so your Iran, Syria faction, they would be the Shia Muslims, okay? And then you have the Saudis, who are Sunnis. Don't get me wrong. So the Russians are basically on Iran and Syria's side, because Iran supplies oil to Russia, and then Russia flows the pipes into Europe. You got to keep in mind that all of the oil that Europe gets comes from Russia via Iran. So absolutely, because you have the Sunnis and Shias jockeying for position in the Middle East. Like during Trump, none of this was allowed to happen. Trump was shutting all this down. We weren't getting into wars over oil. And now suddenly you have Biden in office, and this guy, they're creating chaos. Like, we've already bombed Syria.
Okay. How do we fix it? Oh. How do we fix it? I'll tell you how the world is fixing it. By using the American Navy is how this world is fixing it. So all these other countries, they want to talk about how, we police the world. But when a worldwide crisis like this, when 12% of our imports towards the Western world gets shut down, who do they call on? Who?
America.
Frick yeah. And so the hypocrisy, it just keeps on being more Hippocratic.
They want to talk badly about us until they need us. But then, when we do come in and fix the problem, let's be real, fix the problem, then, then they're like, oh, well, we're just Team America World Police. And, you don't have a right to do that until they need us.
But now, yes, I am a Trump supporter. But I got another question I got to ask. Would this problem maybe already be solved if Donald Trump was still our president?
Absolutely. I mean, 150%.
Now, I'm going to leave that up to you, the viewer. Actually, if you can comment. Let me know. Do you think this crisis would be solved if Donald Trump was the president? Would he do something as a warp speed to get this fixed? I believe he would.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Donald Trump, got stuff done. Like he was no nonsense. A guy like Biden, I think.
Biden.
My personal opinion is, I think that the Biden administration, like they're globalists. They're there to create chaos. So Donald Trump was a nationalist. He was looking out for America.
God forbid.
And and if you think about all the problems that we have worldwide, saw like Donald Trump just did it a different way. Like, the Biden administration, like everything they do is anti-America almost. Like you can see it. But, Donald Trump, he would solve these problems at the root of the problems. Like he's tough. We need toughness.
Tough is what we need. Keep taking your red pill. Check me out on Twitter at Max Noel. Check out my website, theknowallteam.com. We'll see you next week.